Keep on the day the Lord delivered Kashi. This is the chapter. Let's go to the 90th verse. There's a nice verse in 80th. Hare Namaha Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Gopala Govinda Rama Shri Madhusudana. Everybody started sitting and chanting the holy name. So the son of Sachimata inaugurated the congregation chanting of the name. And in this way, Lord appealed to everyone that chant the holy name of God. It is most important. So in great jubilation, everybody started chanting the holy name. Mridanga Mandira Shanka Ache Sarva Ghare. Durgotsava Kale Vadya Vaja Bharatare. They all had mridangas, kartal, conchs in their homes that they used during the Durga Puja festival. Every religious minded person had musical instruments like mridang and conch in their houses. They used them in autumn or on the occasion of Mahamaya Puja in the month of Chaitra. Such worship is performed for the purpose of attaining temporary worldly happiness. Those musical instruments now were used in the constant glorification of Hari. So this has been given that every house should have mridanga, kartal, conchal. If mridanga at least is not there, at least conchal should be there, kartal should be there. Sei sabha vate eve kirtana samaye gayena va yena sabha santosha hridaye. Everyone was very happy. Why they were happy? Because all came together. And now they were using the musical instruments at the time of Kirtan. Naturally, it gives a bliss. Kirtan can bring a dying man also come out of his so-called difficulty. A person is dying, he can come out of the difficulty. We experienced this actually 2 days before as a heavy Kirtan. Almost father was about to give up his body, but then afterwards, hearing the Kirtan, there is a life. Actually, hearing Kirtan has a prana. Kirtan has a prana too. And that is how it is giving prana also. When a person hears the Kirtan, uses the instruments, he is in bliss. Then, one minute. I have put some message to you. Allah, you put it in the group. Hari O Rama Rama, Hari O Rama. Yei mate nagare uthira Brahma. So Hari O Rama. So whole air was filled with Hari's name. Hari, Hari, Hari. Hari O Rama. Hari O Rama, O Rama. Hari O Rama, Rama. So in this way, chanting of the holy name is going on very wonderfully. Kola Vicha Sridhar Yayena Isei Pathe. Dirga Kori Harinama Balite Balite. Kola Vicha Sridhar is walking down that same path, chanting loudly name of Hari. Shuniya Kirtana Arambhila Mahanritya. Anande Vivala Haila Chaitanyera Bhritya. When that servant of Lord Chaitanya heard the Kirtan, he became overwhelmed and began to dance in ecstasy. Dekhiya tahan sukha nagariya gana vidiya chaudike sabe karena kirtana. When the town's inhabitants saw how joyful he was, they gathered around him and performed kirtan. So actually the devotee should be very enthusiastic when the kirtan is performed. Seeing devotees' enthusiasm, the people who are watching, they also take part. A kirtan is going on. Devotees have no enthusiasm. They're talking to each other. What is the use? Sometimes you see devotees sitting in the last. They will only talk to each other. They will not enthusiastically take part. Oh, it is not meant for me. I'm exalted devotee. I am a initiated devotee. That is what people think. In fact, when a person is initiated, he should initiate not only himself, he should initiate others also in taking part in kirtan. When he does enthusiastic kirtan, seeing him, the new ones also get enthusiasm. We have seen many old devotees sitting in the last bench and they gossip with each other. They are so disturbing elements in the class. In fact, the new people are very enthusiastic. They come, they sit, they take part. Old devotees, they consider themselves so exalted. They sit in the last, they'll gossip. The humility is actually reduced. In fact, it should increase instead of increasing. After initiation, we have seen the humility reduces. And the devotees think that they are very much exalted. They can do whatever they want. No, they have already got a seat in Golok Dham. That is what is the wrong understanding which people have. You see here, Kola which Sridhar is actually such an exalted devotee. He is dancing in the kirtan. And seeing him, others become enthusiastic. Dekiya tahana sukha nagariya gana. Vediya chaudi ke sabe kare na kirtan. When the town's inhabitants saw how joyful he was, they gathered around him and performed kirtan. Gada gadi yayena Sridhara prema rase. Bahirmukha sakal dureta thaki hase. Now Sridhar, Kulavicha Sridhar, what he did, he began to roll on the ground in ecstatic love. The materialists laughed at him from a distance. So materialistic people, they thought, what is he doing? So much of ecstasy, they started dance, they started laughing at him. Kola papi bole, Hera dekha bhai sab. Kola vicha minsa, O Haila Vaishnava. One of those sinners said, Oh brothers, just look at him. Even that Kola Vicha fellow has become a Vaishnava. So for a materialistic person, he is only a person who is selling some bananas. Kola Vecha. Vecha means Bechna. Kola means Kela. In Bengali, Kela is known as Kola. Kola Vecha. Oh, he has also become a Vaishnava. The word Minsa means Minse. There is a man. It's a corruption of the word Manushya and is used in villages to insult someone. Businessmen and small merchants who are situated in the lower rungs of society. The Vaishnavas are the topmost. Everyone from the topmost platform to the lowest is eligible to attain devotional service to Vishnu. But persons from higher rungs or those who are educated do not allow persons from the lower rungs or those who are uneducated to become Vaishnavas. Generally, we say, oh, he's an uneducated person. Why take him in the temple? Sometimes some temples, uh, they only take brahmacharis who are engineers. They will not take brahmacharis who are not educated. But devotional service, right from the lower rung to higher rung, everybody has that authority to perform devotional service. Sometimes you see in some temples, you have all educated brahmacharis. In some temples, you will find all very low-based, low-educated brahmacharis. It, does, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you are highly educated or coming from a rich aristocratic family. Devotional service is for everyone. Some temples are filled with all rich grahasthas. In some temples, you will find all devotees coming from a very poor background. It doesn't matter. Person who loves to hear is a devotee of Krishna. This Sunday I had gone to one place. I was invited to speak on Shivaji Maharaj. So it so happened, it was a chawl actually. And practically 80, 90 people were there and 40 children were there. 20, 25 girls and 15 boys, young boys. And they were so enthusiastically, they were hearing. I kept a competition between girls and the boys. Whoever will answer my questions, because They were very, very naughty children, but when I started the class, they were hearing with rapt attention. And then afterwards, they took so much part that the next day we got a call that every week, please come and take class and give us the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Because for Shivaji Maharaj, I started with speaking with Yadyad Vibhuti Matsatvam Shimajurjitameva Va Tattadevava Gachatvam Mama Tejon Sasambhav. So Vibhutis are those who are given special power, special energy. So Shivaji Maharaj can come in the category of Vibhutis, and Vibhutis are sent to establish Dharma. Dharma is based on 4 principles. In this way, the class was started, and these people, they were, and in every principle, Shivaji Maharaj, one katha was given. So they heard Bhagavad Gita also, they heard about the wonderful pastime of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, and in this way, they got more interest in studying the Shastras. So devotional service is the birthright of a soul. It is not dependent on whether you are rich or whether you are poor. So it is given here. Atri Maharaj says, Atri Rishi says, Vedair vihinascha pathanti shastram, shastrena hinascha purana patha, purana hina rishino bhavanti, vratas, bharastas, tato bhagavata bhavanti. Those who are unable to understand the Vedas go on to study the Dharma Shastra. Failing to understand the Dharma Shastra, they turn to the Puranas. Unable to grasp the real purport of the Puranas, they become farmers. Those who cannot do anything else become professional Bhagavatam reciters, although they have no real understanding of the Bhagavatam. It is also said, a Bengali proverb, Yata Chila Nada Bhune, Sabai Hailo Kirtane, Kashte Bhinga, Galo Ya Karatala. When the farmers are unable to grow anything, they take up to Kirtan. They then break their sickles and make kartal. In every age, so-called educated people often put obstacles in the path of low-class people's endeavor to achieve the platform and respect out of, and they lose the respect of a Vaishnava also. They put obstacles in the respect of a Vaishnava also. But the Shastras say, Shastra Shruyate Bhaktahu, Nuramatrasya Dhikkarita. Every man has a birthright to accept devotional service and become Krishna conscious. This is proved from the evidence from many scriptures. Elsewhere in Shastras it is said, Atyaja api tadrastre shanka chakranka dharina Vaishnavi diksham samprapya dikshita eva sambadbhu. In that kingdom, even the outcasts decorate their bodies with the marks of conchal and this they accept Vaishnava initiation and adopt the behavior of Vaishnavas. So it is not that a useless person becomes a Vaishnava. Because Atri Rishi says it's a wrong understanding. What is a wrong understanding? A person who cannot study Vedas, that means he's not a Brahmana, then what he should do is should study Dharma Shastra. If he is not able to study Dharma Shastra, better he becomes a farmer. If he is not able to do that also, then become a Bhagavat reciter. That means only a useless person recites Bhagavatam. That is what is meant by this verse. And this is all the what is understanding of the so-called rich people or a businessman. If a devotee gives up everything and comes, they think that he is a useless person. And they feel that he is going to sustain his income or his livelihood on the income of others. In fact, the Bhagavatam reciters, those who think that let us take Bhagavatam as a source of livelihood, again it's a wrong understanding. Bhagavatam should not be used for the livelihood. Bhagavatam is meant for serving Krishna. Bhakta Bhagavat, Grantha Bhagavat, both are meant for serving Krishna. So having a wrong understanding about the Vaishnavas, about the process, is actually a big crime. So here they are thinking that how Polavicha Sridhar, who is just a Vaishya, a businessman can be a very rich businessman or he can be even a Chanawala also. Kela wala, chana wala, they are also known as businessmen only. One who sustains his livelihood through vyapara, that is business. Vyavasaya. Now, vyavasaya can be different types. So, thinking that vyapara, that means business, is the source of livelihood. And now they are shocked to see how is it that how is it that Kola which Sridhar has become a Vaishnava? Puridhana vastra nahi pete nahi bhate. Lokera janaya bhava haila amata. He has no clothes to wear and no rice to eat, yet he advertises, I am in ecstasy. Now, this is their question. How is it that he can call himself in ecstatic mood? Kola which Sridhar is so poor. Actually, but he is rich in his heart. Every day he is to give charity. So, richness and richness has nothing to do in judging whether a person is poor or rich. Person may have a lot of opulence, but he is so conjuice, he doesn't want to give. That means he is always crying, I don't have money. There is a poor person like Kola Sridhar. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to come, 50% he used to donate. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was surprised. How is it that 50% of your income you're donating? Hardly you have any income. On top of that, your house is leaking everywhere. You don't have money to repair your house. And on top of that, you are giving 50% for Ganga Puja. Then he says, I have so much of opulence. Krishna's name itself is enough. That is why Kuntimana says, Akinchana Vittaya. Vittaya means property. Namo Akinchana Vittaya Nivritta Gunavittaye Atmaramaya Shantaya Kaivalyapate Namaha. In that verse, Kuntimana says, Namaha, I pay obeisances to that Akinchana Vittaya, to whom the property of the poor. And who is the property of the poor? That is Krishna. That is why a poor person who always loves Krishna, always serves Krishna, is never called a poor person. On top of that, there are rich people who have many, but they always cry, I don't have money. In fact, they are the most lowest people and the most poor person. Now they are surprised. How is it that
Very relax up.
how is it that Kola Vichashidhar, who is really poor, is able to say that he is in ecstasy? Because for them, ecstasy means they should be completely material, free from all the material miseries. Ecstasy can be in any state. When a person is suffering practically in the deathbed, there also he can experience ecstasy. It is not that when you are comfortably situated, then only you can experience ecstasy. Ecstasy is again Krishna's anugraha. Ecstasy means bhava. Bhava is Krishna's anugraha. That can come even for the sadhaka in the sadhana level, in the stage of anartha nivritti also he can experience he can experience ecstasy. But the ecstasy which is experienced at the sadhana level, in the anartha nivritti nishtha stage, that can be flickering. But the ecstasy which is experienced in the bhava stage, that is anugraha of Lord, and that is known as thai bhava. Thai means it's a fixed bhava. Or for sometimes you'll have bhava, and then afterwards one's bhava reduces. That is why a sadhaka's level, or at the level of sadhana, the ecstasy which is experienced is only flickering for some time and afterwards he'll forget. So always people think that if one wears fine clothes and acts civilized, he's a good Vaishnava. And if one can earn a lot of money and eat palatable foods, he's a Vaishnava. If one gives up the propensity for wearing fine clothes and eating palatable foods, then by the influence of his higher thinking, he can become eligible for the service of the Supreme Lord. This is the verdict of the Shastras. Therefore, poverty-stricken people display artificial love of God to achieve respect from ordinary people. Taking advantage of their state of poverty, they identify themselves as devotees situated in Bhakti, the stage of love of God. If those hypocrites who artificially identify themselves as advanced attribute blasphemy on the shoulders of the Lord's devotees, they become touched by sin. So now, there may be some people who are posing to be and very excessive, great excessive. Here, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes, there are even poverty-stricken people who display false ecstasy. And then they take advantage of their poverty also. And they call themselves that they are very great Vaishnavas. And really who are really good Vaishnavas, they will criticize them. And there are some people who are really having ecstasy, but they're not worried about their situations. But the rich people, they think that bhakti is only for rich people. So two cases have been spoken in this verse. There are two types of cases. He is poor and at the same time, he has real ecstasy. He is poor, but he is trying to fool people. He is rich. He degrades the poor person who is really in ecstasy. Now, when you say poor, means poverty stricken. Tukaram Maharaj was sent a lot of jewels by Shivaji Maharaj, but he did not accept anything. He preferred to be in poverty rather than getting allured to the richness. That is a tapasya which Tukaram Maharaj did. And to see this, Shivaji Maharaj personally came to Tukaram's small cottage. And he was really happy to see how wonderful is Tukaram. Even in the state of utter poverty, he is experiencing the bliss. So this is a very great thing to be thought of. A person may be poor, doesn't matter. But if he is in bliss, he is completely satisfied. Hari Toshanam. Hari is also satisfied, he is also satisfied. So here we'll stop. Any questions you can ask. No questions?
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। माता जी, तुकाराम जी के घर के हालात प्रतिकूल थे, फिर भी उन्होंने कितने अच्छे से भक्ति की, और पुअर होने के बाद भी वो इतने से अच्छे से आगे बढ़ पाए भक्ति में। तो माता जी, समटाइम्स ऐसा होता है कि घर की परिस्थितियां ऐसी होती है, मगर तो वो सिचुएशन में कैसे डटे रहे? वो भगवान का अनुग्रह ही होगा माता जी।
यस, भगवान का अनुग्रह रहेगा तो कितनी भी विपरीत परिस्थिति में भी एक व्यक्ति भगवान का नाम ले सकता है।
सुदामा जी का भी नाम ले सकते हैं ना माता जी, वो भी वही परिस्थिति में।
यस, इसलिए कहा है कि भगवान से एक ही प्रार्थना करना, भगवान हर परिस्थिति में मैं सिर्फ भगवान का नाम लेते रहूं, आपको कभी भूलू नहीं। और हर परिस्थिति में जब ये भूलेंगे नहीं तो अपने आप एक्सटेसी एक्सपीरियंस करेंगे। ठीक है,
यस माता जी, हरे कृष्ण।
परिस्थिति सुधारने के लिए किसी ने कोई कुछ बोला नहीं है। परिस्थिति जैसा रहेगा वैसा रहेगा अपने अपने कर्म के अनुसार, लेकिन उस परिस्थिति में भी न विचलित होकर हमें भगवान का नाम लेना है। बोलिए प्रभु जी, जंजीर माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। माता जी, बेंगलोर में कोला बोलता है, कोला नहीं कोला।
अभी वो मुझे रसगुल्ला अच्छा खाना पड़ेगा, कोला को खाना। अभी मुझे तो कोला KOLA कोला ही दिखेगा, कोको कोला।
अच्छा,
काला
कोला, हाँ।
सबके सब खाएंगे।
माता
सबके
जी
सब
मम्मी पापा
खाएंगे।
कैसे है आज?
है दुखद परिस्थिति है, लेकिन वही शरीर दुख रहा है, बहुत ज्यादा दुख रहा है, खाना ज्यादा नहीं जा रहा है।
हाँ।
देखते
माता
हैं।
जी, अकॉर्डिंग टू भगवत गीता, जब वो वर्सेस है ना, वांछा से जीर्णानि तथा सिद्धिहार, जब पुराने वस्त्र हो जाते तो सोल छोड़ देता है, तो फिर इतना सफरिंग क्यों देते हैं सोल? वो जाला चला क्यों नहीं जाता है? इतना शरीर को परेशान क्यों हो जाते है?
कहीं ना कहीं आसक्ति अटकी हुई है ना।
अच्छा।
इतना इजी होता था निकलना, कहीं ना कहीं आसक्ति, इसलिए आज में जाकर थोड़ा सा बताने वाले, कहीं ना कहीं आसक्ति रहेगी। कंप्लीटली आसक्ति निकलना चाहिए, तब जाकर निकलता है। या फिर कभी कभी पूरी तरह से कर्म कटना है और भगवान को वैकुंठ लेके जाना है, भगवान की मर्जी है वो। शरीर छूटना भी हमारे हाथ में नहीं है। अगर हमारे कितने
मतलब
सारे कर्म है, कुछ भी है, वो कटना भी है, तो भी ऐसी परिस्थिति मिलती है। तीन परिस्थिति है, तीन कारण होता है। एक होता है अगर जीवात्मा का किसी के प्रति आसक्ति है तो भी, या फिर कर्म कटाने के लिए तो भी, या फिर कभी कभी बच्चों से कुछ पुण्याई उनका बढ़ाने के लिए, जैसे सेवा मिल जाता है, तो बच्चों का परिस्थिति, जो भी उनकी सेवा कर रहे हैं, बच्चे कर रहे हैं, जो भी कर रहे हैं, उनका पुण्याई बढ़ा देते हैं। जैसे भीष्म पितामह या कर्म काट रहे थे क्या, उनको कितना दुखद परिस्थिति था, आप सोचो। इतने सारे बेड ऑफ एरोज में, क्या ये भी तो वही है ना, सेम ही है। लेकिन शायद उनके द्वारा उनको इसीलिए जीवित रखा भगवान ने, ताकि उनके द्वारा युधिष्ठिर महाराज को ज्ञान मिले। तो भगवान का ये पूरा एक रचना है, खास करके भक्तों के लिए भगवान रचाते हैं। लेकिन महामाया जो है, वो जो भौतिक इंसान है उनके लिए, बेचारे ये दोनों तो श्री वैष्णव, भौतिक आसक्ति तो कभी है ही नहीं। ये कुछ ना कुछ होगा, कारण होगा, शायद हमारा सेवा बढ़ाने के लिए।
बताइए, उनके द्वारा सब कीर्तन भी कर रहे हैं ना इतना अच्छे से।
सब लोग उनके लिए
वो
एक
भी
नाम
एक
माला।
हाँ।
तो इसमें बहुत सारे कारण होते हैं। ठीक है। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्णा माता जी।